Hello, welcome back to another episode of Viper Squadron podcast. I'm Scott Smith, your host, and with me today I have. Where'd you go, Larry? All right, so then I have Andrew
Hey,
and Larry. There you are.
Hello, everyone.
Man, I clicked you to put you on the screen and it went black.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this week in X-Wing, on Tuesday, on the 25th, FFG did a live stream. And they did a question and answer and stuff. They talked a little bit about some upcoming changes, and then they took questions off of the live chat. So, and they did come up with some pretty interesting things. Let's see. So I wanted to talk about a few things that the questions that were brought up in the live stream, and then we'll get to all the point changes and stuff that we got coming up, or is actually out. Well, first thing, Wave 6. They announced that Wave 6 is going to be released, like not released. The announcement will be released at Gen Con, and
Okay.
it'll be during their live stream of their in-flight report, and that's going to be on July 31st. So, and it was a good thing. That's a Wednesday. So when we talk that Friday, we can talk about it. So let's see. They also did say that there's going to be an announcement about the card packs. So hopefully those will be coming with the Wave 6. So,
Okay, interesting.
What's that?
That's interesting. We're going to be having a card pack, or are we talking about the card packs that usually come with the upgrade ships?
Well,
I mean, the ships that come out of the way.
They're going to be like a pack of new upgrades or new pilots for factions or whatever, however they're going to end up doing it. But
Okay.
it's going to be like little booster packs for like maybe new pilots. Like, when episode 9 comes in December, if all of a sudden a new character pops in that's going to be significant in battle or whatever, and
Okay.
they need to put it on a certain ship, then
Okay.
that's a way they can put them out like that. Or I know some of the pilots that are in here that are already like part of video games or books or whatnot. So if new ones like that, like the new book that just came out that I'm still reading is the Alphabet Squadron book. And it's a story about 5 pilots that each of them have a different lettered wing. So like if they wanted to put them into the game, then they could put those out in those booster packs.
Okay, gotcha.
There was a question that was asked them about the 6-month point change, if they're thought about doing it every 4 months. So they said they're going to stick with the 6 months just because it's keep this game stable. They think that if they do point changes too often, it would mess everything up.
Yes, because I agree.
Like right now in the United States, it's pretty much all the system opens already over. So, if the points update goes out now, it's not going to affect any of those. It's going to affect the ones that are later on. But like for like the worlds or the that last chance one that they're doing the night before. So that way there's going to be enough people are going to be able to practice with the current points. So if they do it every 4 months, it doesn't really give that much of a time to get used to lists without points keep changing. So
yeah, I mean, that's probably good. I mean, if they change it in the middle of a tournament season, so you go to one system open with a list that's legal, and then like 2 weeks later they change it, and you go to another system open, and all of a sudden you can't use that list. A lot of people would be really pissed.
Right.
I agree.
If they're doing 4 months, let's say if they would have done it like they did in January, so they did it in April or even May, still in the middle of May, it would still have screwed up a couple of the tournaments because I don't think I think Seattle was one of the last ones, and I think that was like right at the beginning of June. So, you know, I mean, that would have messed all that up too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of accidentally forgot one time about the last update was, and I was going to fly the Squadron the way I had it set up one time, and I found out one little upgrade and one ship's pilot went up to another point, send me over the actual maximum was allowed. So it was kind of like, oh, I got to go back to the board now and rebuild it. So he shrink it down. Oh my god, everyone would be bringing that whole entire force of that faction they wanted to fly, in my opinion, because that's the only way you'll be able to keep up if it's like been shortened down.
right. We got joined by Mr. Darrin.
Yo,
How's it going?
it's going.
All right.
haven't killed anybody yet this week, so
Well, that's always a positive.
yeah, I got a couple hours left.
Yeah. Just a few.
I like your optimism there, Darrin.
What's that?
I like your optimism.
Yep. Yeah. Stay locked and loaded always.
Yep.
What are we talking about?
Okay, so we're just talking about some of the stuff on the notes that I put out, and we were just talking about them talking about the points changes, how the frequency of it. Now I know they did say something about like they did after the January ones when they had to do an emergency change for the triple epsilons. You know, that it's something like that pops up. They'll do those, but those will be very minor, and hopefully they won't have to do it. It was interesting because when they were saying that the blast point change, they thought about changing, doing a change with Han with inertial dampeners, right? So then they said that they decided just to let's see where it goes, and then I guess it did well because then they changed the points on them.
On the inertial dampeners?
Yeah, I think that's what it was that they changed the points on. I'd have to look back down.
The zero stop?
Yeah, I think. Well, they changed the points and they removed the illicit slot from the Falcon.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean that's the inertial dampeners, isn't it? Or is that a modification?
No, it's illicit.
It's illicit. Yeah, that's what did it. So they changed that, took that slot away, so you can't use them. Yeah. So also they said that changes they'll act on a list that they act on lists that are considered fundamentally not fun to play against. I guess that,
so anything that's got a defender in it, basically.
A lot of quad phantoms. That's why they.
Hey, you're thinking about 1.0, Darrin.
Oh, same thing.
Because the defender can still get his butt handed and that shit now.
Defenders still aren't that great to fly against, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not what they were.
True.
No, by far.
Yeah, but they brought up the scenario of the triple epsilons. I mean, you got 3 ships shooting 4 dice apiece. That's and each one has 12 hits it'll take.
Wow.
So
really?
that's 36 damage right there.
Wait.
Yeah, 6 shields, 6 hull.
From who?
It wasn't
Epsilons.
Oh, the Epsilon. I thought you were talking about the what you call it. Like, better not have.
I mean, they weren't inherently that bad. It's just that it was just that one pilot who can let the other 2 deploy out in front of him, so you don't have a chance to outmaneuver them.
Right. It's like put them halfway across the board already.
Yeah, that was some crazy shit.
Yeah, so that's what they did. So that's the things that they're kind of looking for when they have to do those changes. The question was asked about doing variable pricing based on ship cost. This one was a question that they said the question. I was like, are you kidding me? Like they give the example for a trick shot being 1 point on a ship that was like 25 points, but 3 points on a ship costing 75.
Why?
Yeah, I don't. That doesn't. I mean, they're already making it variable by base size on most things.
Well, base size, initiative.
I don't know about the initiative part, but I mean, I know like if you put shield upgrade or hull upgrade on certain size ships, as far as base size, small, medium, large, the points are different.
Yeah, but they do have that are some are initiative based.
Really?
Yeah, inertial
like
dampeners.
Really?
Prime thrusters, seasoned navigators, squad leader, swarm tactics, supernational reflexes.
Well, supernatural, that's a force ability anyways.
Well, yeah, but the other one's an enlisted, attack, crew, 2 talents. And then they have the variables that are on agility also. 0, 1, 2, or 3. So I mean,
that's why I just fly bounty hunters. I don't need to worry about all that crap.
Yeah. But for one, I mean, if they did something like that, it would be so hard to be able to do that. It's like, oh, well, when you're trying to think of your thing and you're not using one of the apps or stuff and you know what they already cost, like even if you're looking at the squad sheets or, these point sheets, you're looking at that, then you have to be referencing back on how much they cost and stuff. It's like, it's just not, I don't think it would be a good idea. I don't think it'll work.
It just sounds like they want to do so many modifications that they're risking jeopardizing the actual enjoyment of the game.
Right. Yeah, I think they're overthinking it.
Well, I mean, it wasn't an idea proposed by FFG. It was somebody who asked them, and the designers pretty much said the same thing in not so many words that we're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just said it a little classier.
Yeah.
A little less saying, damn, that's a dumb idea.
Agreed.
I'm just happy they lowered the points on my fire sprays.
I'm not.
I know
Auto blasters.
Oh God.
And only 2 points.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
They actually had.
It's the only important thing to be talking about, anyways.
But it was funny. One of the questions was asked about the rig cargo chute and how it works. To be more specific on how it works, and one of the guys just said, "I think it's clearly stated in the FAQ."
You drop a thingamajiggy out there into it's a freaking debris field.
Right.
What's hard about it?
It is, but I mean, at the same time, there are a few cards that need some clarification. Like
cards, yes, but not that one in particular, though.
Not that one. No, you're right. But like, I know we've discussed the energy shell charges. Like it says reload. It says not a reload action.
Correct.
So, I mean, I was reading through the rules reference, and there's a paragraph at the end of the reload action that says if a card tells you to reload, this is not a reload action. So I mean,
if you had an upgrade that said you can reload, then you could do that.
That's the way I'm interpreting it, and I mean that's the way I think everyone who's run the droids in our group has been interpreting it. So they could release a new FAQ and say we're all wrong, but until they do,
All right, sorry. What was after that? Yeah. Being that it's not an action, what was your next point?
Well, my point was that they clearly differentiate in the rules reference between a card says reload and this is a reload action. So I mean, why would they put that differentiation in if there, you had to take the disarm token and all the same thing regardless?
Right. So if it's an action, if it's a reload action, then you get the disarm token, correct?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But the card says reload. It doesn't say do a reload action. So
Correct.
I don't.
Right.
Correct.
The way we've been playing it, I don't think you take the disarm token for that.
I have to agree. I agree with you 100% on that because it doesn't specify that it's an action.
Right. It will, if it doesn't say action, it's even. Yeah, I agree with Andrew. I mean, I read your little what you were talking about, and it says it's different than performing the reload action.
And most of the time on a reload action that's on a card, that's a lot of times it's red, isn't it? Like on a K-Wing?
Yeah, not always, but a lot of the times, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them, yeah.
I know, like the Imperial gunboats, their reload is white.
Oh, of course, duh. They can do an advanced slam and use their secondary weapons. Of course they can. Of course it's not going to be white, not red.
Yeah, man.
Why would it have that effect on a K-Wing, which is essentially the same type of ship? It's a gunboat. Sorry. When the scum faction has a gunboat, then we'll care.
So you gotta wait for scums to get a
gunboat, and I agree with you, Darrin.
Scum doesn't have a gunboat, does it? No, we don't.
No,
I thought,
but the K-Wing shouldn't be red for a reload.
Right, but I mean, the K-Wing was out before the Alpha class, whatever the hell it's called, and the whole thing was the advanced slam, where you could, do your thing, do an advanced slam, and then drop a bomb on somebody because you get an action, but you get a disarm token. Okay, great. Yeah. Oh well, I just dropped a continent on you, and you're going forward one into that fucking asteroid now. Sorry, I digress.
The niceness of the tactic, but anyway, so
it's okay. Darrin was the one who introduced me to Connor nets. Every time I played him, drop one right on me.
I introduced a lot of people to Connor nets.
Well, I have a feeling I need to learn about Connor nets, but I don't want to learn on the battlefield.
I mean, they're not that great this edition.
No, hell no.
No.
Mostly because it's a device that you do in a pre-movement phase. So
yeah,
unless you got somebody like either have the bombardier or Eamon, somebody who's got an extra range or something, or extra shenanigans with the dropping of the device. It's like, oh, look, I just threw it out of one. Oh well, somebody might run into it.
True. Does it stay on the map, or does it have a timer on it?
No, it stays on the map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a worse proxy mines.
Much worse.
Gotcha. I don't usually fly with bombs that often.
Yeah, like I love the idea of proxy mines. I just haven't been able to make them work for me yet.
Well, there goes the same thing with counter nets. You have to make somebody run over it.
Exactly.
Right.
Or get close to it so it can detonate and do damage.
They have to either their template. It's just like an asteroid. Either their template crosses it or they land on it.
Yeah,
that's when it detonates.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically paying the points to throw it out there as another obstacle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the only downside to it, yes, you can, control the battlefield for the most part, but it's an obstacle without the benefit of the blocking line of sight thing.
Yeah.
That too.
Now, with these fuse detonators coming out, or whatever they're called.
The fuse markers?
There you go. Will those affect counter nets and or proxy mines?
Yeah, I think so.
They said mines. They said yes, mines and stuff. Anything that's like a mine, if they put it on it, the first person who flies over it, then the fuse marker gets removed. The second person gets the effect.
I can't find the answer to that on Apple Watch.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't asking you, Siri.
Well,
But I mean,
it would be
think about
fun on
it,
that one.
if you drop it right in front of somebody that's got like two ships, side by side with that fuse marker on, first guy goes over it. Second guy is the one that's gonna hit the effects, and that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, that's really the only time the ConnerNet thing would work.
Well,
Or
there's that one hyena that you can, instead of dropping a bomb behind you, you drop a bomb in front of you, and then you put a fuse marker on it, so when you fly over it, it doesn't go off.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fly over it and take the fuse marker.
Yeah. And then they
Then
fly
they-
over it, and boom.
Yeah.
Interesting. Smooth tactic too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what's next.
Fire sprays.
No, there was also a question asked about the Phantoms point
They
change
suck.
for a slot. The last time they took a slot from them, and they just did a point change this time. They said, well, the points adjustment accomplished what they wanted, so they didn't need to worry about the slots. I mean, some of these questions, I was like, are you really? They're asking something like that? Because I didn't write down notes for everything because some of them just didn't seem like there was better. I saw better questions coming through on the stream that I would have asked other than these other ones. So,
Some of them seem like they're just not thinking it through before they ask. Oh, I asked a question.
they just throw something out there hoping they catch somebody's eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now a question was asked about Wave 5 with Wave 4 being kind of backed up. Is it going to affect? Excuse me. It is going to affect when Wave 5 is going to be released. They said, well, we're just going to say it's going to be in the late of the third quarter. So maybe at the end of September, like that last week in September, instead of being in the middle of the month.
Okay.
And that's what I took from what they said. So
Probably. I mean, this wave release was such a clusterfuck that they kind of need to do something better with the next one.
What?
Yeah.
We are talking FFG, right?
Oh, I know. Believe me, I'm well aware of their history with wave releases.
In this one, they said they because they had the supply problems, or issues, and they delayed it because they wanted to have a simultaneous worldwide release. I think that's what you're planning on in the beginning. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, if I remember right, like back when, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago when Disney really started, asserting their dominance over Star Wars IP. I think they and FFG had some words about, some of the waves being delayed that FFG used to have, and said, now that we own the property, you're going to stop doing this shit and you're going to do it on time so we don't look bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And to Wave 4.
Yep. And then FFG reverts back to its true form.
Well, let's say maybe they did a stumble, so hopefully maybe they'll get it back on track. Because I hate having to be told one thing and then have to wait longer.
Yep.
Me too.
Like, you already announced this shit, 4 or 5 months out, so you make us wait an extra month. Just sucks.
So how much does the hyena cost?
What, it's like $20?
Yeah,
No,
I think so.
I'm not worried about that. Andrew has to worry about that. I'm talking about the actual point cost.
Oh. The hyena bombers, where are they? Separatists.
I haven't looked it up. I think I have it downloaded.
The most expensive one's 42, and the lowest is 26.
Yeah.
But you got to be, like I was talking to Andrew about before, was you look at them and half of them have all the same slots. So 3 of the 6 have all the same slots. Then the other 3, each of them have a different set of slots. The DBS 32C has that tactical relay, sensor, mod, and configuration. The bombardment drone has a configuration mod, 2 bomb slots, and the systems. And Bactoid prototype has the configuration mod, 2 missile slots, and then the sensor.
We're not getting any more missiles though. Anything new, right? As far as missiles go.
We're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We're getting the Diamond Boron and
that's
the.
right.
Can't think of the name of the other one right now.
Why not? I guess I can go look it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to look real quick.
I downloaded
it. It's the new one that's like the big area effect one. It's like a range 2 bomb, basically. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Like, shites and giggles.
Diamond Boron missile and
excuse me.
No, that's the only missile. Because you have proton rockets, ion missiles, homing missiles, concussion missiles, cluster missiles.
Maybe it's a bomb that I'm thinking
barrage
of.
rockets.
I know it's new with this wave.
Are you talking about like the energy shell charges?
No, we already have those.
Oh yeah, they have the electro proton bomb.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's it.
Yeah, that one takes a bomb and a mod slot, so you can throw one on most of those.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I would run one, but it looks interesting.
What's that?
I'm not sure if I'd run one, but it looks interesting.
But that, like the electro proton bomb, was it 14 points?
It has to be really, really good then.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really good.
I mean, I believe it is.
I mean, we got to look and see what it can do, though. I don't remember. I know we looked at it last week, didn't we?
I know it's you roll 4 red dice, and then it's like for blanks, you take.
It says at the end of activation phase, this device detonates. It says when this device detonates, each ship and remote at range 0 to 2 rolls 4 attack dice. Each ship gains, each ship loses 1 shield for each blank result, gains an ion token for each focus or hit result, and gains 1 disarm for each critical hit result.
Jesus.
And each remote loses 1 shield for each blank result and suffers 1 damage for each hit or focus.
Jeez, that could be ugly. For 14 points, you said?
14, yeah.
Yikes.
And you can put them on one of them hyena bombers.
Yeah, you can put it on the Bactoid prototype, it looks like. Because you need, no. You needed a missile and a,
It's a bomb and a mod.
Bomb and mod, okay. So, yeah, it could be any of them. Well, except for anything.
The Bactoid and the DBS 32C are the only 2 that won't take it.
Yeah, the 32 Charlie can't get it. That's the only one that can't, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And the
Bactoid, man.
Bactoid prototype can't take it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Oh, I see lots of fun with these.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
0 to 2. I mean, that's
I can see 2. I can see 2 of those. 2 vultures with some energy shells, and maybe maybe Captain Seer. I don't know. I have to look at it. The points a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, I was looking at the new points, and I can run 3 precise hunters with energy shells and grapples, 1 bomber with protons and discord missiles and grapples, and Wat Tambor with a pretty tooled up Bellabub.
And he's cheaper too. Oh wow, they lowered they lowered the Bellabubs.
Yeah, they got cheaper.
I noticed that.
I may actually use Grievous now.
Oh, I don't like Grievous though. I hate Grievous.
I don't like him either, but he's cheap enough, and his ability is really good.
What did they drop him? Like 3 points?
Top my head.
Just hold on. I got a list here where it's got all that stuff
I
on
got the
it.
app somewhere or something.
Oh, wait.
Grievous is 47 right now, currently. So yeah, they dropped him 3 points.
And he's 44 now.
Yeah.
Before when this changes.
Oh my god. That's not bad. If you can, and we got the ability to arc dodge. So yeah.
Okay, so no setup for being a little bit more devastating at the same time annoying. Because if someone like me lines you up, think perfectly, I got you in shot. You make your next move, boom, out my range of shot for perfect hit. For instance, Suture felt. Use him as an example. If I get you lined up perfectly for a bullseye shot, which gives me an evade token, and you barrel roll out of its main bullseye zone, I lose the evade token. While you can, on the other hand, do more damage because of the missile stuff I got right. But like the configuration.
Oh man, they dropped a precise hunter 3 points too.
Yeah, I know. About that.
Thank goodness I rely on so little cards while battling. Yes.
Yeah, I mean the only separatist pilots that got a bump was Dooku and Maul. They each went up too.
I don't fly them guys anyways.
Yeah, except for the two lower Beelzebub or whatever the hell you call it.
Beelzebubs.
Those are the only two that didn't get a point change at all.
Yeah, Seer could. I think they should have dropped Seer down to like maybe a 37, maybe.
Well, Seer is going to be 39.
Oh, Seer's ability is just amazing, so I can see why they didn't drop him.
Yeah, it is nice. I just have to remember to use it.
Yeah, me too.
Isn't that the case with all our cards when we build these ships?
Yeah. I don't remember to use the shit. Why do you think I fly your space? It's bounty hunters. Oh look, pilot ability. Nothing.
But you're talking about Grievous and stuff. You see the title for the ship went down 4 points too.
Yes, I'm quite happy with that.
So
really?
10 to 6.
Which one is it?
The soulless one.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Boo. I love my droids.
Yeah, I just bombers. I'll start playing them more.
I just want everybody to know on the podcast that I blame James Hemstock and Andrew Metz for me getting into fucking separatists. It's their fault.
I was gonna blame somebody now.
No, it is their fault. They talked me into it. I was just gonna go with the Republic crap with some Jedis and stuff like that, just for fun. But now they're like, oh no, you take these precise hunters and you got these little the buzz bombs. You get the, I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. I went and spent $120.
In fairness, Darrin, I talked myself into it at the same time, so I wouldn't spent like $80 on them.
And you talked James into it too because he went and bought them too. So I mean,
yeah.
Just getting fascinating.
It's fun.
That's the
right, so what other points you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about your scum there, Darrin?
You're the one leading the pack. I'm just talking shit.
I know. I just want. Any of you guys want to talk about anything specific on the point changes?
I don't think we need to. I mean, I don't need anything specific. I mean, other than the fact that it seems very. I don't know. I don't want to say ironic because I don't think that's the proper term. That they dropped the points for fire spray specifically, but the bounty hunters too. Exactly 2 points to where we could take auto blasters on 3 bounty hunters and still keep our 198 bid. It just worked out. It's like, oh, you dropped it 2 points. Oh, what can I get for 2 points? Oh, look, auto blasters. Look at 2 points.
You know, that was the thing, because you and I talked about auto blasters when it
Yeah.
you know, was we previewed it, and you were talking about, you know, if you could get them on your bounty hunters, and that was one of the first things I looked at when the points came out. When the scum ones went up, I pulled it up and I'm like, oh, those bounty hunters dropped 2. And then the auto blasters comes out. I'm like, oh shit! Is it?
I can't believe they're only 2 points.
Yeah, I mean,
For the
that's
auto
why I
blasters.
sent you that message. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god, that's just crazy. I mean, it's still
Yeah.
going to be situational to get the 5 dice roll on it, but still 4 dice at range 1, and what? Nah, can't cancel crits with evade tokens or something like that. I can't remember what it is exactly.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
So I mean, that's pretty critical. It really is.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
But I mean, I looked at some other ships that have cannon slots that had point adjustments too. And I'm just saying this, like even the defenders. Okay, but you can put the auto blaster on a defender.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's just wrong.
I was like, ooh. So today I sent a text message to Chris and said, "How about this?" And I sent him a list with some defenders in it and the auto blasters. He's like, oh.
That's not right.
He's like, that's nasty. I said, So
I might invest in auto blasters.
I might be playing around, see how that will go. But okay, so what was I talking about? Okay, so Rebels. Just starting with some of the upgrades. Some price difference. I mean, now Leia Organa crew. Originally, you know, it came out as 8. Then that first point update, they dropped down to 2, and then they showed up at 2, and you see it everywhere.
Oh yeah, for 2. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So every Rebel list, it was there. They went and changed it back to 6.
Kind of
I was expecting them to make it 4, but I mean, I can kind of get why they did 6. They wanted to go above what she really should be, and then they'll probably, if she drops out of a lot of lists, they'll probably drop her down to like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I just think, you know, they still, it's 6. I mean, it's still she's still a good card. Just it's not like an auto include anymore in any Rebel ships.
Yeah,
or Rebel lists.
pretty potent.
Yeah, she's very potent, and I mean, specific lists, and she'll still work good in them. But I don't. Yeah, you're not going to see them on everybody anymore. Because you know, you always see a U-wing with it, with her on it.
Okay, speaking of the U-wings, I gotta say, I don't understand why Tactical Officer had to go up to 6. I think he was fairly costed at 2.
I kind of agree. I mean, if you were going to put it up anything, not that much.
Yeah, it's all he's doing is changing a red coordinate to a white coordinate. It's not that big of a change.
Right. And if, like I said, if it went up anything, I was thinking maybe 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not 4.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay. You're right. I mean, I don't know what the ability is, so I don't. I mean, other than tactical officer. I mean,
like I said, it just turns a red coordinate to a white coordinate.
But you already have to have the coordinate, right?
Yeah, you have to have a red coordinate to take him.
Okay. Doesn't automatically give you a white coordinate.
No.
Well, no.
Okay. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
If you have a red coordinate already, it'll turn that red into white. So
I understood that, but I'm saying if you do not have a coordinate, it does not automatically give you a white coordinate.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah, you can't take him if you don't have a red coordinate.
Tracking. Now, I don't know. Other than the Leia, I mean, Maul. I don't run Maul. I mean, R2D2 went up to 10 points, and Saw
Yeah.
Gerrera went up to 9. I don't understand. I haven't looked at him 2.0, so I don't know what the significance is of those.
R2 was being pretty abused on Han, so I can see that one.
Okay.
I'm not sure about Maul. I don't know what he did to merit points increase.
Yeah.
So you saying that R2 on Han specifically?
Yeah, because Han's ability lets you re-roll any dice he chooses to. It doesn't specify attack or defense dice. So when R2 rolls, he gets a shield back, and R2 rolls to damage him. If he damages him, Han can go, I don't like that, re-roll it. Oh, look, you don't damage me.
I see.
And he can do that every turn.
So R2 is currently, 8 points. He jumped up 2 points. Wow. Okay, so R2 as a crew during the end phase, if you are damaged and not shielded, you may roll 1 attack die to recover 1 shield. On a hit result, expose one of your damage cards. I don't see where the bonus is on that.
Because Han will say, "Oh, I don't like that, so I'm going to re-roll it." So it lands on a hit, but then you use Han's ability to re-roll it, and then you get a blink.
All right, let me make sure I understand then. So during the end phase, if you are damaged and not shielded, so you have to have not only no shields, but at least 1 damage card.
Right.
You may roll. So if you roll an attack die and to recover that shield on a hit result to expose. So if you roll a hit, not a crit or anything else, then you can say Han could say re-roll that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm tracking. It doesn't give a limitation to how much like once a turn.
I mean, it is once a turn, but it basically means Han can recover a shield every turn if he wants to.
Now,
Well, taking damage, got you.
I mean, the only other thing is you have to be at range 0 or 1 of an obstacle. But if you apply Han in the middle of the board, most likely you're going to be within range 0 to 1 of an obstacle.
True.
You're going to have to work to not be at range 0 to 1 of an obstacle.
Right. So, I mean, that's why it's almost like automatic for him. He gets damage, he just turns into the obstacles, and then now he gets it.
Okay, so Saw Gerrera went up 1 point. I can see where he could be beneficial. While you perform an attack, you may suffer a damage to change all of your focuses to crits. That could be ugly, especially if you're throwing 4+ dice at least, or 3+.
Yeah. Put him on a beefy ship, yeah, can be pretty good.
Yeah, the Falcon is throwing 3 dice.
Yeah. Like I've seen Chris put him on a Wookiee ship and go,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Chris Mitchell. I've seen him put Saw Gerrera on one of the Wookiee ships before.
Yeah, I didn't hear who you were saying about what crew was. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, let's see.
Although I did not realize the Wookiee ships get a 180 attack radius?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that right in the middle. Okay, I'm sorry, I lost my spot, so now I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're quite good. I just haven't had a reason to fly one, so I haven't really played around with them this edition.
So even when we were talking about the U-wings, the only one pilot, Cassian, got a point increase.
I guess he was the most taken.
Well, yeah, I mean, you saw him the most out of any other ones. Like I saw somebody was using crap. I don't remember who it was. It was I think it was a Blue Squadron scout on a U-wing, and it was one of the ones from the Seattle Open. And when Gold Squadron they were commentating, they kept calling it Cassian, and then they catch themselves and keep saying like keeps calling it Cassian because they don't normally see that. And this is one of the later rounds. Like this is the after the first cut. So
I don't think he's all that. Really?
like Cassian?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's decent, but I think there were better U-wing pilots.
I'm just Cassian is just the one you saw the most at the tournament, at big tournaments. So
Yeah, I mean, personally, if I had my choice of any U-wing, I would fly Brenthic 2 tubes.
yeah.
Wow, that's one interesting name.
So and then of course the T-65 X-wing, the only increase was wedge.
Yeah.
He went up 3 points.
I think that was a bit excessive. He 1 to 2, okay, but he's still only a 6 health ship with 2 agility. He's not that hard to kill.
Yeah, but it's the him killing you because his ability gets you 1 less defense dice.
Yeah. It does make it a little bit easier for him to kill you.
It
So,
does,
I agree.
but he still only got rolling 3 attack dice, 4 if he's got either torpedoes or range 1.
Yeah, but if you got a ship that's got 1 agility and now you have none, doesn't matter how many they shoot, it's all just straight damage if they get them.
Yep, I agree.
It is, yeah, but most ships that only have 1 agility have, like 7 or 8 health or more, and he's not going to kill that in 1 shot by himself.
Well, yeah, but he can be the first hit to it.
Yeah,
but he's also the first guy shooting, most likely.
Yeah.
So if he puts all that damage, he puts 4 on there. That's at a 0, a no agility. So basically, straight clearing shields off, if nothing else. Then all of his teammates come in there to do straight damage to the hull. So yeah, I understand the point increase. Maybe not a 4-point increase. Maybe a 3-point. Maybe a 2-point.
It was only 3.
It was for sure
For wedge.
Yeah, it was only 3.
It was only...
anyways, yeah, I can understand the point increase to a bit. But yeah.
I mean, I'm not arguing that a point increase isn't warranted. I just think it should have been like a 1 or 2 point increase, not a 3.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. The next ship up was the Hawk 290. They all dropped a couple points.
Several, yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that. I like the Hawk. I was hoping they'd drop the title like 2 or 3 points as well, because it's really good, but I don't think it's quite 18 points good.
What?
Yeah, maybe make it around 15. I think that would be fair.
I agree. I think it is a little more, and I'm glad that the Hawks go down because I do kind of like seeing some people fly them. They're pretty cool. I mean, there's just that odd-looking ship,
Yeah.
So.
Maybe I'll bring mine out again.
Yeah. Oh, and then look at your E-wings. Only the generics got dropped.
I'm perfectly fine with that because with that drop, I can take 2 fully tooled up Rogue Squadron pilots and a tooled up Corn Horn in 200 points.
So 3 E-wings?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And if I take Gavin instead of Corn, that gives me enough points to put a hull upgrade on Gavin.
Yeah. 5 points. All right, so let's see. K-Wings. See, the K-Wings kind of confused me a little bit.
They can be a lot of
Because
people.
you had the top two that dropped 2 points. And then the Warden Squadron pilot went up 2 points. So Miranda and what was that other guy?
Message.
Essage. Oh,
I don't know.
yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
E.T. There he goes. You know, why do you think that they did that for the raise that won? Any idea?
I don't.
That one's just kind of baffled me a little bit. But and then let's see, the Y-Wings, only Dutch Vander got a point increase.
I mean, his ability handing out targeting locks is pretty good. I can understand that.
Yeah. I don't like seeing Dutch Vander as an opponent. Let's see. Then the ARC 170s. Norris stayed the same, but everyone else dropped down. Shara got three drop. Garvin and that other one, they both got dropped too. What is it? Ibstem.
Yeah.
Man, some of these names I hate them.
Nora's ability is just fantastic again, so I can understand no points dropped there.
Agreed.
The rest of them, I mean, I don't remember the last time I've seen a Rebel arc on the table. Definitely not since the Republic came out with arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Same exact ship though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny as Nora's points has been the same since it was released. It has not changed from 55.
It doesn't have a title card either anymore.
No, but well, they kind of just baked the title card into the normal stats for it. So it doesn't particularly need the title card.
Does it?
Yeah, because before wasn't it like just 2 attack in first edition, and then the title bumped it up to like 3 forward and 2 rear, and now it just has that.
No, it the title card if you shot out the aft, it gave you a excuse me, a focus result.
Yeah, I guess it did. Yeah, as far as I know, they've just dropped that from second edition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no shipability or anything for them. So. Yep. Now, moving on to B-Wings, Braylon and Tennum.
All right.
Braylon went up 4, Tennum went up 2. Go
Braylon
and
went up 5.
Sorry, I already know.
No, it was 4, but
yeah, 4.
Yeah, 4 was a bit much on Braylon. Like, I ran the hell out of Braylon. I like Braylon, and he did need a points increase, but I don't think he needed a 4-point increase. I think like a 2-point increase, like 10 got, would have been sufficient.
Well, I'm just thinking about the points in the system, and sometimes I wonder, do they actually fill up these ships and random with the points that they're planning to give them, or do you just randomly generate them? I'm not shooting it down. The reason why I say it is because some of us actually enjoyed the point increasement, or they went a little too far, while some of us are, well, I actually don't care for when points increase. I actually get excited when I hear the points decrease, because that means there's more options and availabilities I can add onto those ships.
Yeah, I love Braylon. I want to run Braylon, but with the new points, I'm probably going to run 10 instead.
Yeah.
I mean, understandable. I mean, before it was there a 1 point difference. Now they're 3 point difference.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a couple upgrades in there, or an upgrade with for those 3 points.
I mean, people talk about Rebel Beef being dead now. No, it's not. I reworked the list, and I can run, a pilot skill 2 generic U-wing, 10 Num, Jack Porkins, and Wedge Antilles.
That's the last one.
That's with the new points you can run that?
Yeah.
My.
It's still not a fun list to fly against.
Feel like a challenging list at the end of the day, in my opinion. If you know how to joust it right or maneuver just right, that's why I'm going.
Yeah, let me make sure that I'm remembering correctly. Give me just a sec.
All right, well, you looked it up. I'm going to go ahead and move to the next one. And so that was it for the Rebels. On the next on my list was the Empire.
Okay, now my full undivided attention.
Yeah, of course. All right, start at the top. Alpha Class Star Wing. The only change was Major Vendor went up 2 points, which I can see. It was one of the most. It was one that you saw the most if it was used.
Okay.
The Lambda didn't even get touched.
I had a strong feeling on that.
Bender didn't need to go up. By the time you load him up with the ordnance that he really needs to be good, he's pretty damn expensive. Especially considering proton torpedoes went up.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
But I mean, I haven't run my gunboats in a while, and I probably will pull them out and run them after the update. Because everyone but him. I can't remember if they stayed the same. I think they got a little cheaper.
No, they all the other ones stayed the same.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
No, it was I had enough points left over in that list that him going up and their torpedoes going up just doesn't affect it.
Well.
But yeah, I pulled up my Rebel list going back real quick, and for $199, I can get Wedge with Elusive, Jack with Elusive, a Blue Squadron Scout U-Wing with nothing but the pivot wing, and 10 Num with crack shot. So Rebel Beef is by no means dead. It's just going to take a different form.
Yes.
Right. Unfortunately.
Bullseye.
So, all right. So back to the Empire. Lambda class shuttle, like I said, didn't get touched.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think it really needed to.
It was in a good place.
What's that?
It was in a good place.
Right. The next one's the TIE Advanced version 1, the Inquisitor TIE. They all got something changed to them. They all went down. Grand Inquisitor went down 4 points, Seven Sister 3, Inquisitor 3, Baron of the Empire down 1.
Oh, yes.
So, I mean, I figure.
I think they needed that, but I'm not sure how often we're going to see them on the board. Like, except for the Grand Inquisitor, there's still 2 attack die ships.
Right, and I think you have a better chance of seeing one out on the table now, but still, I don't think you'll see them.
Okay. All right, let me rephrase. A 2 attack die ship with 4 health. So you're right. You do have a better chance of seeing them, but I still don't think they'll show up that often.
Yeah. But he's still taking a large gamble. But, teaches their own.
Yeah, and with even the Inquisitor just being like the generic where there's nothing, and then the Baron of the Empire, same thing. I just don't think that you'll be seeing them as much. I mean, Seven Sister and the Grand Inquisitor are only ones that got a pilot ability. And the Grand Inquisitor's pilot ability, that force ability that they're able to use,
his ability is good.
That would come in handy with it being only a 2 attack dice. Because if you're shooting 2-1-2 and then you're range 3, and now they get 3, you use that force and they don't get that bonus.
Yeah. So yeah, I could definitely see the Grand Inquisitor coming out a little more often.
Interesting. I wait to see him in play. Again, I can't wait to see what the upgrade part's going to do for him, because I remember when I used to try to run him all the time. Great at doing damage, but not good at taking it.
Yeah, even the ship with boost and barrel roll. I still don't see it coming around too much. So the next ship I have is a TIE Advance X1, Vader's TIE. The only change was Vader went up 2 points. I can see that. I have a few lists that I like running with Vader in it.
Yeah, I see no change there. If you're gonna run Vader, you're gonna run Vader. Unless he gets like 10 or 15 points more expensive, then you might reconsider. Otherwise, you're gonna find a way to run Vader.
True.
Right. Because even the list I have, we can just make a simple adjustment, and this list is still viable. So
yeah, he's the Imperial Wedge.
Yeah.
He's not going to disappear from the board just because he got a price increase. People are going to adjust other things so he can still be in the list.
Are you talking about Suitner or Vader?
Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only one for them. Then let's see, TIE Interceptor, then Suntir Fel went up 1 point. Yeah, and that's it for that one.
Yeah, no big change there.
Yeah, and then TIE Reaper didn't even get touched.
Is anybody even running a Reaper?
What's that?
Is anybody running the Reaper?
I have one. I don't think I've ever played it.
I have, but I don't know. You don't see him as often. You're not seeing him in a lot of them in tournament stuff, the big tournaments. I still think they're pretty good. Now, the next one is the TIE Aggressor. They all drop points.
See that.
Lieutenant Kessel dropped 3. All the other ones dropped 2. I like the aggressor. I like the way it looks and stuff. The problem is it just gets chewed up too quick.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't found a way to put it into a list that I'm happy with, even with the points decrease. So I don't know. I'll keep looking at it. But
Yeah, I mean, I even try to play around and look around, see if I can do something with this new point change and see if I could add something to it to make it a little stronger. I don't like the other options, so it doesn't help me enough.
Fascinating.
So now let's see. TIE Punisher didn't get touched.
doesn't surprise me.
Can't wait to hear what's happening.
So still be able to be the same pain in the ass.
Got so much ordnance on it.
Yeah. I mean, something that can hold a torpedo, two missiles, 2 bombs, and a
turret
gunner
gunner?
squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the next one, the TIE Defenders. Colonel Vesper and Countess Ryad dropped 2. All the other ones dropped 1. See? Dropped 2. The auto blasters on.
I'm pretty happy with that.
I bet you are.
I was hoping they'd drop enough that I could fit 3 in a list, but
Yeah, not yet.
any decrease is welcome.
It's getting close, though. Almost 3 naked deltas.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be an interesting fight.
I would try it if they make it cheap enough.
I would too. I mean, I couldn't do them naked.
In all honesty, a defender really doesn't need anything. You put Juke on the higher pilot skill ones, like especially Rexler, because his ability just complements it so well, but they don't need it to do good.
Which, I mean, I agree, but I would hope that they would drop it enough. If they could get it to where you could play 3 of them, that you could at least get an upgrade or at least an upgrade on them.
Would be nice, I agree.
But I really don't think we're going to see that.
I've got 4 of them and 3 dials on standby just in case that ever happens.
I have 3 and I have 3 dials, so I'm ready.
I have many.
All right, so the TIE LN fighter, nothing, no changes.
Didn't need any.
Yeah, didn't surprise me. TIE Phantoms, Whisper drops goes up 3, Echo goes up 1, Sigma Squadron Ace goes up 2, and then the test pilot goes up 1.
Okay.
Test pilot, I think, was fine. Nobody was really running it. The other ones, yeah, they needed the increases.
Right. I mean, you'd see a Whisper Echo, and then someone else, or of course the 3 Sigmas.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so now, so they raise that points for that, so you can no longer run the Quad Phantoms, 3 of them with Juke.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's still other upgrade cards that are still work good with them. So,
well, they raised them enough that you're not gonna get 4 of them in a list with a lot of upgrades. Like, I think I worked out the math, and you can do 4 of them and give 1 juke and 1 crack shot, or you could give 1 outmaneuver and 2 crack shot, or you could give all 4 of them crack shot and have a 4-point bid.
yeah. So I mean, there's still options for it. That
Yeah,
thing's
it's not
be
dead. It's just
in the ass.
the swarm of them is not going to be quite as menacing.
Right.
Right.
Whatever will James do?
Well, I know exactly what he's going to do. He's already told me.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. All right, so next is the TIE bombers. The Scimitar Squadron pilot dropped one, and that's it.
Okay.
Calvin will be happy.
What's that?
That'll make Calvin happy. His favorite ship dropped a point.
True. Then also you got to think about the walkers that are coming. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking a little far ahead.
What are you talking?
Yeah, what walkers are there going to be in X-Wing?
I'm sorry. I was just when I say walkers, I was thinking I got two things mixed together. My bad. As I'm listening to you guys, because I'm actually behind everyone watching a TV show that just ended. What this start of summer? Huh? That everyone been talking about like crazy. I'll just leave it like that.
Walking Dead?
No.
Are you watching Game of
Game of
Thrones?
Thrones?
Yes.
Oh God, don't even talk about that. Yeah. Anyways, so next, the TIE Strikers didn't see any change.
Okay.
Mm,
I haven't seen anybody really flying them that much. I mean, I've seen like maybe one or two. So it doesn't surprise me they didn't want to touch that much.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a while. Well,
I mean, I see some of them with Duchess, or Countdown. I mean, those are the two that I've seen, but they're not often. They're not often enough to where it would need a change.
Yeah.
Now the next ship, the Decimator, every pilot, all three of them, dropped 4 points.
And gained a crew slot.
Oh yeah, that's true. They gained another crew slot. So now you can put Rack with Palp and Vader.
Pup takes two, doesn't he?
What's that?
Pup takes two, doesn't he?
Right.
Yeah, he does.
It's two. Vader the third one.
I thought you said somebody else and Vader and somebody else.
No, Palp and Vader.
I wonder if anybody's gonna be trying the old routine with the Decimator. Get two Decimators and wreak havoc on like two different sides of the map, or formation.
I mean, if you want a ship that's over 100 points, I mean,
Yeah.
I would love for someone to do that. I would just take those things apart one at a time.
Yep.
I want to like the Decimator, but I just have a hard time seeing anything that it does that a Lambda shuttle doesn't do cheaper.
Makes sense.
I mean, agreed. And and Lambda now has the 2 arcs.
Yeah. I mean, if I really want to get cheaper than a Lambda, I'll pull out a Reaper.
Yeah. All right, so that's all the ships for the Empire. The configurations, they didn't do anything. Crew, Admiral Sloan dropped 1 point. Aging Callus dropped 1 point. Sienna Reed dropped 4 points. Krennic dropped 1 point. Moff Jarrod dropped 2 points. And that's all the crews. I like that Admiral Sloan dropped a point. I have her one of my nice lists that I'm probably gonna run again.
I've not really tried most of those, so I might give them a whirl. We'll see.
Yes. God, I hate my phone. See, Sloan, I like hers because hers it says after another friendly ship at range 0 to 3 defends, if it is destroyed, the attacker gains 2 stress tokens. Then while a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 performs an attack against a stress ship, it may re-roll an attack die.
Could be handy.
Yeah.
Be great for a tie swarm.
Right. Well, I mean, you'd have to have this on a crew, so there's something have to be with that can carry a crew.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you put her on a Reaper, you can probably get 5 TIE fighters with it. Maybe 6. I haven't looked at the points.
yeah, I'd have to look back at the points on that one. But yeah, I don't know. But it'll be nice.
Yeah.
They got. I mean, some of these are good. Sienna Rhea, I don't remember what she does. Do any of you guys remember?
After you perform a coordinate action, if the ship you coordinated performed a boost or barrel roll, it may gain a stress token to rotate 90 degrees. That's pretty handy.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
She dropped 4 points. Damn. That could be handy.
Yeah. And it's very situational, but yeah, it absolutely could be.
So you can have this on a Lambda, have Vader, coordinate Vader, do a barrel roll, or a barrel roll, and then he can turn him 90 degrees before his maneuver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, hey. 6 points ain't looking that bad.
No.
I mean, you're taking a stress board, but if you throw a blue maneuver on your actual maneuver after you do all that,
Right.
you're gonna clear it anyways.
Yeah. If you're already gonna have dialed up a blue, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, I like that.
That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah. You might see that. What's that?
Very possible.
Yeah. Let's see. Krennic dropping a point. I mean, I like the card, what it can do. Dropping a point, I could see it. But that Moff Gerard, whatever his name is, I don't know what his.
During the system phase, you may spend 2 charges. If you do, choose a 1 bank, left, right, or 1 straight template. Each friendly ship may perform a red boost using that template. Red boost action using that template. Wow. Doesn't have a range limit.
So it says, yeah, so it's each friendly ship. Wow.
Got 2 points. That could be handy too.
Yeah. I mean, it's at 8 points, but still it would be kind of.
Couldn't have his sucky moments, I can tell you that.
I mean, you could even put him on a shuttle.
Yeah.
And all at one time, everyone can boost. That's during the system phase, so that's, of course, before everyone else's action, or maneuver and action.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
that could be pretty ugly.
And you can do it every other every other round, pretty much, or every.
Put him and Sienna Ree on a decimator, and then load up a bunch of TIE fighters.
I could see that.
That could be pretty ugly. I mean, you're looking at what?
Or a Lambda. I think you can put them both on a Lambda.
Or Lambda if you have two of them. Yeah, on a Lambda.
I mean, Lambda would be cheaper, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's that'd be 6 and 8, so 14 points. So, I mean, they're like the same points as adding Vader.
Yeah.
This is trying to do some that group.
And the Lambda, even the most expensive Lambda, is only 48 points.
Right.
So you're looking at
62. 62.
62. Yeah, you go. Just for that, and then load up a bunch of just cheap TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Bunch of Academy pilots or Obsidians.
Yeah, you have them. Oh man, you have that whole swarm, have them boost, and then flip 90 degrees.
Yep.
What the fuck? And then do their blue maneuver.
Just tell James not to watch this because we may be giving him ideas.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
It's like when I was just hoping that somehow Dash Render was going to get nerfed this round, but nope.
I
mean, yeah, he's not too high up on there, but this someone who's obsessed with him a little too much. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Hey, and the Lambda has a white coordinate too.
Yep. Sure does.
So let me look at something. I'm just fucking around. I don't fly you guys. So.
Well, no. I don't think that would work actually.
Why?
Well, because the Moff Jared, that one goes off in the system phase, and then everyone has a stress.
Right.
Well, if your Lambda has a stress, then you can't do the coordinate. If you can't do the coordinate,
no, you just give the Lambda a blue maneuver.
Yeah, the Lambda would have to do the blue maneuver.
Right. Yeah. As long as the Lambda does a blue maneuver, then the system phase happens before the reveal dial phase, and he clears that stress like as soon as he gets it almost.
Wait, what are you talking about a red maneuver on the Lambda?
That's the question.
I didn't say a red maneuver.
I mean a red. What are you looking at? I don't understand what you're talking
about.
Jared Gerard gives you isn't a red action? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a red boost.
Right, because each friendly ship may perform a red boost. It doesn't mean that Lambda has to perform a red boost.
Oh, it's a may. You're right. It's a may.
Yeah.
So he can choose not to do it.
Exactly.
And then he can still coordinate.
Yeah. Because it's they have a white coordinate on the Lambda.
Yeah.
Trying to make her more lethal than what you want.
And then they'd be trying to coordinate ships that are all stressed.
No, hold on. It says after you perform a coordinate action, and the Lambda has a white one. If the ship you coordinated performed a barrel roll or boost action, it may gain a stress to turn 190. So if you do that on the system phase with Moff Jared doing his little free red boosty boost, right? Then he does and then what's your name? Because you're doing the coordinate action. Shit, hold on. And that's not even a coordinate action. So then Sienna says, I'm going to coordinate Mr. TIE Fighter number 3. If the ship had done a boost or barrel roll, it may gain a stress to turn 90 degrees. This is all before that thing moves. That TIE Fighter is actually moved.
Right, but he's already got a stress token.
Doesn't matter.
So you can coordinate a ship that's already stressed?
Definitely. If you don't take it serious.
As far as I know, it doesn't say so. It doesn't say that you can't.
Yeah.
But you're coordinating them taking an action.
No. Let me reread that to Jared. It's in the system phase. So I'd have to read the rules on that because that ship, that say for instance a TIE fighter that you're coordinating, isn't doing an action. It's already performed the boost action from Jared. So that's been saying you could take another stress token to do a 90-degree turn.
Yeah.
So you're not actually doing an action with it. The coordination is coming from the lambda. The coordination action. I don't know.
So I was reading it as this: after you perform a coordinate, that the ship that you coordinated, if they had performed like with that coordinate action, a barrel roll or a boost.
No, it says if the ship you coordinated performed a boost or barrel roll action. It doesn't say that you have to coordinate it to do that action. It just says if you had, and if you're already in the system phase with Moff Jared during the system phase, you can spend
Well,
his
you had done that, but this is in the activation phase.
on Sienna, yes, on the activation phase of the Lambda.
Hmm.
I'd have to look at the rules. If it says you cannot coordinate a stressed ship, then of course it would block that. But
yeah, that's what I was trying to find out.
I'm pretty sure you cannot coordinate a stress ship.
in that case,
Because coordinate gives them an action. You can't perform an action while stressed.
okay, but no. Well, look, read what it says. After you perform a coordinate action, if the ship you coordinated performed a barrel roll or boost, right?
But
A boost action. Hold on. It may gain a stress token to rotate 90 degrees. So you're not coordinating that ship to do an action, a boost. It's already done its boost.
Okay, fair enough. So
if the TIE fighter, if you coordinate with it to do, say, a focus for the coordination, and it has already done a boost action from the Moff, it can rotate 90 degrees.
That makes sense.
But that's if you can coordinate a stress ship.
If you can coordinate a stress ship, correct.
Which I'm pretty sure you cannot, but I've been wrong before.
What?
Well, yeah, because it says a ship cannot perform actions while stressed. I mean, that's...
Okay.
I gotta look at coordinates again. Mm-hmm. Coordinate. Collides can coordinate with sister allies. Coordinating ship is a ship that is attempting to coordinate but perform in the following steps. Choose one ship. The chosen ship performs one action. Measure range from coordinating ship to the friendly ship. Choose another friendly ship range 1 to 2. Yeah, because it would you're coordinating it to perform an action. But oh, wait a second. But if you do it like that, it can still fail. You can coordinate because it says a coordinate action. That's what it says. If a chosen ship while a ship coordinates, the coordinate fails if no friendly ships can be chosen. So if you can't choose a stress ship, then it would be failed.
It doesn't say that specifically. But you cannot choose a stress ship to coordinate.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay, that's the important part.
Yeah, but coordinate allows you to perform an action, and you generally can't perform an action.
Perform an actual action. What I'm saying though is, if that's the way it goes, you can't coordinate a stress ship. He can still perform the coordinate, and then it says after you. It doesn't say if you successfully performed a coordinate.
Right.
It just says if you performed it, and you do, and it fails because nobody can be chosen.
That TIE fighter's already done a boost action.
Right.
Previously.
So then they would be able to use it.
So he could flip a 90-degree.
Right.
Should be able to.
Yeah,
I think it's a loophole.
All of them would have to do it in order.
Well, whatever ship. Not all of them, but just whatever ship.
Well, no, all of them would have to be stressed.
They won't all have to be stressed. You can only coordinate one ship at a time.
Right. But it says if a friendly ship cannot be chosen, then the coordinate fails.
Okay.
But if a ship can be coordinated,
or chosen,
that's the whole part with the stress part.
It doesn't specify though, does it? That the chosen ship cannot be stressed previously or prior to being coordinated?
I mean, it doesn't explicitly say it, but I would default back to you cannot perform an action while stressed. Coordinate is just allow you to perform an action.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the Lambda is doing the coordinating.
Right.
The TIE fighter, for instance, in this case, is not is not performing an action.
Right.
The states is if the coordinated ship has performed a booster barrel roll. It had previously performed a boost action during the system phase.
Darrin, this is the part you're jumping like step 3 of the whole thing. The first part is we're trying to figure out if it can coordinate a stress ship.
Correct.
And in the stress part, it says a stress ship just cannot perform actions. So it cannot. So a coordination gives an action to a ship. You can't give a ship an action that can't do an action.
But it goes back to the failing part too.
But that's what I'm saying, though. You like I said, you jumped. So first, you can't do that. So that's why I said all the ships would have to be stressed. In order for that coordinate to be done and fail, and then the next thing that I'd be able to do.
Well, if it's going to do a coordinate, it has to select a ship to coordinate first.
Right, but it says it can still coordinate. A coordinate can fail if there's no one to be chosen.
Okay.
So they're saying, well, I'm going to coordinate, but I'm going to fail, instead of just saying, well, I can't coordinate anybody, so I'm going to use a target lock or a focus.
No, okay, I understand that.
So that's your performed action.
Your attempted action. Right. So will that still trigger the second part of her ability?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Allowing that ship to do a 90-degree turn.
It is if it's intended for it to be, like they're not intending it for it to be like it had to coordinate to a ship, and that ship had to have done a booster barrel roll from that coordinate.
Right, and that's the way it reads. It doesn't specify
when they did the barrel roll.
That ship has to be coordinated to do that particular maneuver.
Right, I agree. That's why I'm saying there's still it's still kind of in an area where it's a little gray,
a little foggy. Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, but if one of y'all use that, I would say yeah, that's the way it should work, because that's the way it sounds to me. And turning a 90-degree off of a boost, that'd be,
Yeah, before you even do your maneuver.
and then you're going to do a green maneuver to clear one.
Yeah, blue maneuver, but yeah, to clear one of the stresses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Be interesting.
I can't believe I'm helping out the Empire.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind the help.
If one of you assholes running against me, I'm gonna be mad.
I mean, that's why we pay the bounty hunter so much. All right, so keep going on them. The gunners, nothing changed. Talents, titles, nothing changed.
Gunners, there was a pretty significant change there, Scott.
For what one?
Veteran turret gunner went up.
Oh no, I'm talking about just the Empire specific ones.
Okay, gotcha.
I hadn't gotten to the upgrade, the generic ones yet. So now the Scum faction. I was kind of on the changes that was done on that on this faction.
You kidding me?
First, in the IGs, Alpha's the only one that stayed the same. All the other ones dropped a point.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Kyle will be happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes me wonder.
IGs weren't exactly dominating the meta before, so I mean,
right.
I have 4 of them. I'll certainly try them with the new points, and we'll see what happens.
That's all that can be said.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much of a shift, but it's okay. The A-wing, I'm sorry, the Y-wing for them, only Drea got a 7-point increase.
From everything I've heard about her, that was a well-deserved increase.
I agree. There, because you saw them in some tournaments where, like, I saw a couple of times where it was like the Lock Revenants and a Drea, and they just would deal out some serious damage.
It's just a 1 dice reroll, bro.
On every ship within, what is it, range 1?
No, firing arc.
Okay, every ship in her firing arc. That's almost worse.
If the defender is in your firing arc.
So you put a turret on her, so she has 2 firing arcs, and now it's a 180.
And it just says firing arc. It doesn't specify.
You're right. You're correct.
So that's a lot. I mean, you can do is you
and
keep.
It's got to be a friendly, non-limited ship too, though. So, like a hired gun, for instance, or something.
Right, like I said, they were on the Lock Revenants, which are the generic ones.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So that's why it worked. I mean, it was a good combination.
Too good.
But this increase, what's that?
A little too good, yeah.
Yeah. So this increase kind of makes that not. You can't run that list anymore. But I mean, other than those ships, let's see the Lando's Falcon and the Escape Craft, nothing. Fang Fighters, nothing. Fire Sprays.
Yay.
Boba drops 1. Emon Kath dropped 2. The hell's her name? Frost drops 1. Crassus and Bounty Hunter dropped 2. So you can drop 2 to get those auto blasters.
Darrin does the happy dance.
Yep. All right, so then the G1A, nothing changed. The Hawk 290, Palub, he was the only one that didn't have a points decrease. Everyone else dropped a point.
That's bullshit. Torkel should not have gone down in points.
Patrick's favorite.
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Torkoal was at least wedge broken, if not more.
Yeah, it was a terrible ship to fly against. But then the jump master, let's see, Dengar and Tell dropped 2 points, and the scout dropped 2 points. But Manaru stayed the same.
That's because she sucks.
What's that?
It's because she sucks.
So, you think that's enough to start seeing them in play?
Probably not.
Darrin?
I don't know. I mean, you could take 4 of the contracted scouts.
Yeah, but how good would that list be? It'd be tough to chew through, but it wouldn't exactly do much damage.
Larry's asleep.
Of course he is.
Look at him.
Why am I not surprised?
He talked about sitting up being the better for him.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so now your Kirot's fighter, Talon Bane. 0 love, Talibane. He hasn't gotten any loves. No point changes, period, since first came out. All the other ones dropped 1 point, and then the Cartel Marauder dropped 2.
I haven't ran him in a while.
Does it make them a little bit more likely?
More from 42 to 41. Not that much, I don't think. I have to look at my list.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about these guys. Now, the Lancer Pursuit Craft, Asajj drops 2 points. Ketsu didn't move. And Sabine and the Shadow Hunter both dropped 2 points. I think Ketsu was powered enough that's why she didn't change. I mean, I didn't really ever see him. I was watching one today that was in the top 16 or 8, top 8, I think. There was one in there, but
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Ketsu's ability, really, only if you got a tractor, you got to be throwing a tractor beam.
Yeah, and that's what they were using it for. But I mean, I don't think she's overpowered. I mean, overpoint cost.
So if you let me remember the tractor beam stuff. You got to have. Is it 1 token to affect any ship, any size ship?
Yeah, I haven't done tractor beams in a while.
No, it's based on base size. It's 1 for a small, 2 for a medium, 3 for a large, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. Medium 2, large 3.
I mean, somebody screwed me around.
Wouldn't be the first time it's happened to any of us.
Who at the tournament was running tractor beams? Was that Julian?
Was it Chase?
I think he might have had one, but I don't think it really took effect. But I think Julian was running a tractor beam too, wasn't he?
I don't remember Julian running a tractor beam.
Somebody had something to do with tractor beams.
Nobody I played had a tractor beam. So
Wait, who else was running tugs?
I mean, the last person that played.
Oh no, Kyle and Patrick were running tugs with tractor beams. That's right. Patrick just never got to really use them against me.
I have to double check, but I think Kyle was hitting me with a tractor beam, and then on my medium base ships only had 1 tractor beam token on me,
Uh-huh.
and was barrel rolling me or boosting me.
Mm,
Hmm.
you got finagled.
I think that might
That
be it.
Kyle, he got you.
I think that's because he actually boosted me off the board, or boosted me to the point where I had to go off the board.
That's how a lose fight right there.
Huh?
Yep.
I think you need to have a conversation with Kyle, Darrin.
I might have to. It's all good. I don't care one way or the other. I mean, it didn't affect the outcome because I mean, even if I took first place in the tournament, I'm not going to take first place in the tournament.
No, it just meant you would have had to fly against James.
True.
I may have won.
Yeah, there's a chance you may lose. But I would say it's all in the help of the fate of the dice. Roll.
Sometimes.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I had a chance to beat him, and it just didn't work out for me.
All right, so let's see. The next ship, Kimogila.
You're the name.
They all went down points. Damn.
Yeah, they all went down. The first two went down 2 points. The last one, the cartel executioner, went down 1. So
I'm really tempted to get one of those because they look very interesting.
I don't own one of these ships, so I don't know. This is like the only scum ship I don't have.
Yeah, I don't own one either, and I'd like to change that at some point.
I do have some.
Now,
and there comes the voice. Oh, sorry.
The M3As didn't get adjusted at all.
Nobody runs them. They just I don't see the appeal on them. I mean, other than the fact that they're fast and nimble.
I've seen a lot of people bitching that they didn't get adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people wish they had, but yeah, I don't know. And then the TIE Fighter didn't get changed, didn't get adjusted. The tugboat didn't get adjusted.
Tugboat should have gone up in points. That thing is a fucking scourge on the game.
Yeah, and then now here on Scourge, lock revenue went up 2 points, so that's also screwed up that 3 lock and Drea list. And then the Star Viper, only Guri got a point increase, which I was kind of surprised to see that.
I'm not.
Well, it was that big of one, though.
It's 1 point.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not terrible.
No, I mean, I wasn't saying it was terrible. I was just surprised that they did adjust it. And then the YV666, everybody dropped 2 points.
They're trying to entice people to fly them.
Yeah.
Probably. Think they'll be out in wave 6?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, 50-50.
All right, so their Astromechs, R5TK went down 1 point. IG88D went down 1 point. And Maul went up 1 point.
Wait. What?
What? The crew card.
Excuse me. Sorry. I yawned.
What's your question?
Just looking at the droid.
Oh, the R5TK?
Yeah.
Because he's now at 0 points. What does he do?
You can perform attacks against friendly ships.
I have never. Oh, that's the one I've never actually seen a purpose for. Like, why would you want to take that, even at 0 points?
I don't know.
I mean, this is one of those things. Somebody's going to have to start using it some way for us to really kind of get. Why would it be beneficial?
There's got to be some combination that they put it in the game for, but damned if I can see what it is.
There's only one thing that I can think of: Dead Man Switch.
Nope.
Dead Man Switch.
Yeah. Get some cheap, the cheap stick fighters. You know, the ones that cost like 28 points or something like that.
Right.
And then shoot them when they're almost dead.
Well, couldn't you do that better with Z95s?
Or Z95s, either way. But get them in there like, I got one hull. Fly them in there and lock up a bunch of the enemy ships. Then shoot them yourself, make them pop. All those ships there take a damage from, what'd I say?
Dead Man Switch.
Dead Man Switch. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, that's one of those tactics just so off the wall, no one would expect it.
True. That's the only thing that I can see that's feasible.
More than possible.
Okay, so those Cartel
So there's
Space
only
28 points.
only the Kimogila and the Y-Wing have droid slots. For the Astromechs. Am I right? Am I done?
Isn't the contracted scout? What's
Jump Masters?
the Jump Master? Doesn't that have a Astromech too?
Nope.
Or was that last edition?
Might have been last edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Chemogilas, all three of them have it.
Well, the Y-Wing for sure.
Of course, the Y-Wings.
Yeah.
But that's it. So you got a scum-only droid, and it only can fly on those two ships. I mean, I guess you could be doing it that way.
That's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anything else I can think of that would benefit to shoot your own person.
I don't either.
I mean, I can't think of anything else, but again, I'm left with the question of why?
But see, even it's a 0 points. If you don't use any other astromech, throw it on there. There might be that one choice, that one chance where your opponent is just outside range 3.
And you just need to give him those few extra points.
What's that?
You just need to give him those few extra points for whatever fucking reason.
Look, they got one more damage left, and so does like a Z95. Well, you shoot the Z95 because it's within range.
But how does that deny the points to them?
It doesn't.
What's that?
It doesn't deny the points.
It doesn't deny the points. It doesn't matter who killed a ship. If one of your ships dies, Scott, it doesn't matter who killed it, whether you killed it or I killed it. I still get the points.
Okay, but listen. last round, they have one ship with one hull left. You have a Y-Wing with how many ever hull, and then a Z95 with one hull left.
Pain, and more.
There's game over. Yeah, they might get the points from your Z95. I mean, how many points are we talking? What's a Z95?
24.
20 something.
The cheap one, 24.
But if he would already gotten half points because you'd already been, down to one hull. So 24 is lowest.
That's still a pretty extreme case, Scott.
You're right, but I'm saying like
it's 0 points though.
It's 0 points. That's what I'm saying. You could just throw it on there just as a fail safe.
Yeah, you could. I don't know that I would, but yeah, it's definitely possible.
personally, if I was flying one of those two ships and I wasn't using any astromech on it, I would throw that on there.
Dead Man Switch is only 2 points.
That assumes that you put Dead Man Switch on, whatever ship just happens to survive.
It's a Z95. Of course I am.
Put a bunch of Z95s in with Dead Man Switch on it.
I was being shocked, but realized that no one can ever have that much money in their account in the first place.
What?
Okay.
In other words, the reason why I'm saying that is because, okay, we're talking about management and count points. So I'm thinking banking wise. Like, oh my God, I gotta really come back into my thought. So I was sitting here listening to you and I was thinking my thought out. Wow.
And you're dreaming something else. You're dreaming of working a cash register at Walmart.
Unfortunately, you brought that up. They do have a new policy for the employees.
Wait. I could have swore what he was saying was something to the effect that it depends on how much money he had, how much lunch money he had in his account. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Wow.
I was saying I was sure. I just kind of garble up my response as much as I hate saying it. But yeah, what I was looking at was listening to the points because I'm thinking in the factoring of the points in our point system that we use to go by. That's where my rambling came from because I was sitting there thinking about the concept of building other squads maybe in the future and realizing that the variables will constantly change every, hopefully, 6 months. I mean, 6 months. Yes, 6 months. Yeah, 6 months.
That is the stated intention of FFG. You're correct.
All right. Let's
I'm
move on.
sorry.
All right. So the cruise, with, like I said, IG-88 Delta drops 1, Maul went up 1, which there's no big change in that. Nothing in their gunners or talents or titles except for Shadowcaster dropped 3 points.
I've seen Todd run one once. That was it.
I mean, I like the fact that it dropped down.
Yeah, that's definitely good.
Down to 3 points. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just not sure it dropped down enough to get people to run it.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, that was one of those ships that we didn't see that often either. So
yeah, it's a cool ship. I would like to see more people run it. It's just I'm not sure how good it is.
I agree. All right. I think next on my list are just the generic cards, I guess. The generic upgrades. Now, there were some generic ones that surprised me, that they went to variable costs. What is it? Oh, yeah. R2 Astromechs went to a variable cost.
See that.
So it was 4 points, and then it's based on agility. It's 3, 3, 4, and 6. What do you think of that?
All right, I gotta say something about not specifically that, but the way FFG costs points based on abilities. And I get their stated policy is they're basing them off of like the printed ability on the ship card. But I would really like them see that change to like the actual ship's ability. Like for the Jedi fighters, if you give a Jedi fighter the 7 Bravo title, it's going to go down to 2 agility. And that would make, for a 3 agility ship, yeah, a more expensive R2 unit is fine. But for a 2 agility ship, which is what the 7B really is, it should get the point discount. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. That's the other thing I did find that was weird. Because yeah, if your agility gets changed or I really guess that's the only one that really changes to where it would affect it. For something like that I get it. It is not. Like, I agree that they should, if it's like that, then they should pay the lower cost.
Mm-hmm.
But them saying that they have to do it by what the ship's ability is, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Let's see what else went up. One, two. Season Navigator also went to a variable cost when that was based on initiative value.
I can see that.
Initiative 0 is 2 and 6 is 8, and it goes up 1 point each initiative. Which I don't know how many 0 initiative ships can run a cruise slot. What is null?
I'm pretty sure the number is equal to its initiative value.
What's that?
0.
I know, but how many ships that we have that are initiative 0?
None.
There's one.
Is there one?
Null from First Order.
I've never seen him played or play him, so I'm taking your word on that one, Scott.
Oh, yeah. I know for a fact. Where the hell did my paper go for First Order? There's Resistance. Galactic Republic. Oh, First Order's right there. But Null's a TIE FO fighter too, so there's no crew slot. But seriously, if you look at that, because Null is what does it say? Hold on just one second, let me pop it up. He says, while you are not damaged, treat your initiative as 7. So until he takes his first damage, he's 7, but then he's 0.
Okay, I do vaguely recall that card. I've never seen anyone run it or run it myself.
Oh, it's not going to see it. I guess it's not really focusing on.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see it.
I mean, he's the only one. Because you guys don't know any others, right?
Nope.
No. So, but that's what I'm saying, though, is they have the 0 in there, but it can't take it. Because Null, he only has a mod slot, and what is that? Shit. What kind of mod? What kind is that?
Which slot?
I don't even know how to describe it. Oh, it's the tech slot.
Oh, yeah. He's a First Order. He should have tech.
Yeah. And so, like, the only one he could take would be prime thrusters. Based on the initiative for 4 points. He's the only one in the whole game that could get prime thrusters for 4 points.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have any others? Also, the force power hate went from being 3 points to a variable 3, 6, or 9, depending on ship base, and that is gonna mess up a bunch of Maul and Dooku
Good.
lists.
That was broken on Maul and Dooku in those particular lists.
Right. Mm.
To do again, their stuff broken tonight. I realize it's getting broken tonight. I understand how y'all feel because I used to try to get the broken list. It was exciting, but didn't last long.
All right, so the other one is inertial dampeners. Went from being 1 point, and then now it's variable cost on initiative value. So it's either, well, really, it's 3 to 8.
All right, that card, the way they changed it from first to second edition, if they just left it straight the first edition version, I would have no problem with this change. But you have to be damaged, have no shields, and you take a stress. The only pilot that was actually good on was Han before they took it away from him.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they said that that's something that they had to, they weighed in on, decided they were going to wait to see if they needed to do something about it. But apparently they did. So now what Han is, so now he's going to pay, even if they would have kept the illicit slot, that still would have been a very high price to pay.
It would have, yeah. But I mean, with the unique restrictions on that card, who else wants to take it?
Yeah.
If they'd left it, where it was just a stress, like in first edition, it would actually have a use, even at the higher points values on other ships.
So here's a quick thing.
Uh-huh.
I did up a list just for shits and giggles. We're talking about the R5 TK. I know we're backtracking. I took Dallin Oberos and I'm just put some stuff on it. I took the R5 TK, obviously. I took Stealth Device, Cyberkinetics, or Contraband Cybernetics, homing missiles, and marksmanship on Dallin, just because. I don't know why. I could put 5 binary pilots with dead man switches on them.
So dealing with 5.
With 5 Z95s, yeah, with dead man switch. And it gives me a 194. Now, some of those are going to go down in points, too, I believe.
What do you mean?
No, I think the cybernetics or something. I mean, that's not set, of course, but
I mean, the contraband
cybernetics went
down to
down.
3 points.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't even know if it's a viable thing to really use, but before you activate, you may spend a charge. If you do, until the end of the phase, you can perform actions and execute red maneuvers even while stressed. So it could be handy, I guess. But and depending on what the actual total point cost would be, deduction on all that. That's 5 binary pilots. I mean, they're cheap, they're not great, but that's still.
So how much? Dead man switch was at 2 points. So each one of those was
binaries, 26 each.
26 each. So
with the upgrade, yeah.
Right. So if at that point you would need one, I mean, you're only going to give them an extra 13 points.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're shooting a ship that's a 70-point ship.
Huh. No, I mean, and they're still going to be. You don't just fly them in there for cannon fodder.
Right. But I'm saying
you fly them strategically, and then if they get to that point, then you bunch them in there and get them touching, so they're not going to be getting shot at from that particular ship, then you
Right.
shoot them. You know,
Yeah.
pop goes the weasel, and every ship at range 1 gets its damage.
Right.
It's not a great list, but I can see it.
It would be shenanigans for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Especially if like you had like 2 ships near it and they're both down to 1.
Yeah, or yeah, I mean, it's you know,
You shoot your own ship and take out 1, and you take out 2 of the other ones too.
yeah.
Be pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely a fringe case, but yeah, I can see that.
I mean, and then I mean, at the end of the day, though, if you think about it, like I said, some of those points, the RTK, R5TK is going to go down 1 point, and you said cybernetics is going to go down what, 2
3.
points?
That's going to go down 2 points, yeah, down to 3.
So that's another 3 points off. So that's put me at 191. You know, I took marksmanship just because it's all bullseye, but it's the Kimagila, so it's got a lot of shenanigans for the bullseye arc, anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
I took homing missiles just because. Why not?
Because, you know, fuck you kind of thing.
This would be something that Chris Mitchell would fly.
Yeah. But see, even with the point drops, like even like with contraband cybernetics dropping 2, you could even take those homing missiles and put them up to concussion missiles.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
For
there you
1
go.
more point.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I could do that now.
Well, yeah. Or shit. Same price for cluster missiles.
Do you want to use cluster or concussion missiles? Though?
Choice.
Okay, okay. Wait. Here's something. With the concussion missiles, use the concussion missiles against your own binary pilot, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to do a splash damage from the concussion missile.
And then you
right?
shoot your opponent with the second.
And then the second, and then when you kill your own ship, it's going to do another damage.
Wow, yeah. That could be fun. All right, so let's see, missiles. The only thing is different is the diamond boron missile coming in at 6 points.
Really? That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, and it's a pretty good upgrade, too. But now, this other one, the next one, this one's weird. Angled deflectors. Yeah, you know, I know it takes like windshield off of you, right? But it's a variable cost one based on agility, but it's backwards. The lower your agility, the more it costs. So a 0 agility costs 9 points, but a 3 agility costs 3 points.
I forgot what it does.
Well, I know it takes 1 shield off you. Shit. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you. And I can't look up the card because I don't have it. I know I have it on my computer. Which one we're talking about? Angled deflectors. Oh, there it is. As soon as it comes up. Well, it gives you a reinforce, and it takes away 1 shield. That's it.
It's a white reinforce.
What's that?
It's a white reinforce too.
Right. Huh. Still, I don't get the points. Because how many 0 agility ships do we have that are small or medium based? I don't think we have it. Huh?
Y-Wing's 1 agility, right?
I'm saying 0.
Okay, well, you said 0, 1.
Well, I mean 0. There's none because that are small or medium. I mean, there's only a couple large bases that are like that.
Well, the Kimogila is a 1.
Well, it's a 1, yeah, but I'm still talking about the 0 though. I mean, like what you have, like the Ghost is 0. What else is 0? Isn't it Decimator?
No. No, it's agility. I just don't remember their number.
Decimator? Plus the Decimator had 0.
What does a Decimator got? Empire. Jesse, where are you? Yeah, it's a 0 agility, but still, that's a large base. So, like I can say, the only 2 that I can think of are the Ghost and the Decimator. But once again, another one that wouldn't matter if it had a point or not, because there's no 0 agility, small or medium base. I don't know.
I can't think of any.
What's that?
I can't think of any.
Yeah. All right. So then next is they have passive sensors. It's one of the new ones. Only at 3 points. Off the top of my head, I can't think of what that does.
It lets lower agility ships get target locks on higher agility ones. Like you can, like normally they move first, so they might not be in range to target lock. It lets them delay getting the target lock until the start of the engagement phase.
Oh, okay. 3 points is not bad for a sensor.
No, it's gonna have some uses.
Yeah. All right. So then talent slots. The debris gambit went up 1 point. Juke went up 2 to 7. Swarm tactics went into a variable cost where it's 3 most of the way. And then if you get up to initiative 5 or 6, it's 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
So really only changed for the initiative 5 and 6 players.
Which is most of who was using it anyway.
Yeah. Trick shot went up to 4 points. Still don't see that as not enough to where you're not going to see it. Still think you're going to see those. Proton torpedoes went up 1 point to 13. And those plasma torpedoes are coming in at 9 points. Dorsal turret just went up by 1. And ion cannon turret went up by 1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not too bad. I mean, all in all, for the whole upgrade, I mean, the whole point changes, I'm okay with most of it. How about you guys overall? What is your opinion?
I actually, there's not much in there that I don't disagree with completely.
I just want to see this stuff in play and see how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, I agree. You know, so what is it? Comes out. Let's see, the points. What do we have it? Points are going to be available. Updated in the squad builder on the 10th. Wave 4 says it's going to be on July 12th. I know they usually do Thursday releases for the ship, so if they're going to get the ships out on the 11th, like was said before, and then of course they go live with the points on the 12th. So I mean, I guess it's all right. I'm glad we're getting the update on the squad builder at least the day before.
Yeah.
Instead of the last wave, which we got it sometime that day. So at least they're getting better with the squad builder at least. That's about all I had. I know there's more points updates for the other 4 factions, but I mean, we can sit here for another 2 hours going over the next 4, but we're not.
Yeah.
So, so those are the 3 factions and the generics, the original factions and the generics update. I'm okay with some of the other ones too, even First Order. I like some of the changes they put in there. But yeah, so if maybe we'll talk a little bit more about the other changes next week.
Sure.
We had another week to play around with some list building. So, you got anything else for the group, Andrew?
No.
All right. How about you, Darrin?
No, I'm good.
All right, Larry. You got anything, Larry?
Right now, if my feet can hold up, because funny, not much. It's very interesting sounding with all the points up and some of the people's ships that may not have good godhood ship after this coming up upgrade. So I say, like I said earlier, it sucks to be y'all. For me, I'm actually quite fine because I was expecting to see some major changes for my little squad, but the only change I got to worry about is this one new point added on to Suture Felt. So, yeah.
Well, all right. I guess this is we'll wrap this up. And so any of you guys that are still listening, make sure you like on the video, subscribe to our channel. You can look for the audio podcast on Podbean later, probably tomorrow, because I'm probably going to go to bed right after this. But then you can check us out on Facebook. We have our Facebook page for Viper Squadron. And then, of course, we have our YouTube. We have also links in the notes for other people's, like Darrin's side business and Kyle's. And then there's also a video series for Chris on there too. You can check those out in the notes. And that's it, I guess. Next week, we'll talk some more. If something else hasn't come out, we'll talk some more on some point lists and anything else that's coming up. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining me. And I guess we will see you guys next week. So this is Viper Squadron, and we are out.
Peace.
See y'all.
Ciao.
Yeah.